I'll still never forget. I was sitting in the chair and she was over by the computer and she just turned around. She goes, "Well, so you have diabetes, so let's start talking about that." And I actually almost couldn't process anything else she was saying. I listened for probably a minute or two and then I said, "Okay, can we stop? Like, I don't even know what you've just said to me. There's no diabetes in my family." And the thing that struck me at that exact moment when I said you have diabetes is I actually didn't know what that meant. There was just a big gap of knowledge there. And of course, what came rushing in was a lot of fear. And in my case, a lot of shame. Like, I just thought, I did this. And again, I was really having trouble concentrating on what she was saying because I just had all this blame, and it would have been really helpful if at that moment she'd said, "So I'm just going to let you digest that. And do you have questions about that?" That would have been really helpful. And it would have been immensely helpful for me personally if she'd said, "And you need to know it's not your fault." Hi, my name is Syron, President and CEO of Diabetes Canada. And this Diabetes Awareness Month, I'm making time to spill the diabetes. I was 50 years old when I got told I had type 2 diabetes. Looking back, I realized I had a lot of tired episodes. I would have a lot of cravings. I think my vision was a bit blurry. But at the time, I just always had explanations for all that and didn't realize until I got diagnosed that those were signs of diabetes. There's a reason that there's something called diabetes distress. And I'm not sure I have it, but I do know that there's an anxiety that comes along with it that almost never goes away because diabetes will be with me forever. So for someone newly diagnosed, what do you need to help you absorb this and understand it and start to think slowly in your own time, what's my plan? In my case, for example, like the medications that were supposed to just work right away didn't because of how my stomach works. Okay, like everyone's going to be different. There's also this sense sometimes I feel with diabetes, like, wow, what's the big deal? Isn't there insulin? You just start giving insulin and life is good. It's like, okay, no. First of all, I'm not on insulin yet. I'm still on medications. I had a bad scare a couple months ago, which is why we changed medication. And all of a sudden I was at home. I was alone. Thank God I had my monitor. I was going low. I was doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing to not go low. And, start with the orange juice, then take these tablets, whatever. And it would work for about 5 minutes. And then it would go. I had to call my son home from work. I thought, what if I just faint? What if I pass out right here? I'm alone in the house. And my son comes rushing home and he's like, "Do we have to call an ambulance?" And I'm like, I don't know. And eventually it just went away. And then I was talking to my daughter. She goes, "You know what? You probably had a bit of the flu. And if you have the flu, you're supposed to take your diabetes medications down. Maybe you didn't take them down fast enough." And I'm like, I didn't feel like I had the flu, and so we were almost going to emerge with this really bad low. So that made us change the medications. Got off everything I was on. I was on 3 different medications. I'm on 2 different medications. And over the past, I guess I've been on 3 or 4 months, amazing. So steady. So I almost don't have any lows anymore. I feel much less irritable. Like, it's amazing, the difference. But as I said, that's taken 8 years to get to something that's working for me. And someone else could get diagnosed tomorrow, come on the same combination, and it wouldn't work for them. So anyway, it's complicated. It's complicated and it's exhausting. And if people in your lives live with it, I wish you knew that about that. So be kind to yourself, right? Be kind and give yourself time to absorb and then learn as much as you can. This Diabetes Awareness Month, let's make time to spill the diabetes. Help Diabetes Canada raise awareness by sharing your experience living with diabetes. Post a video of yourself and your journey to Facebook or Instagram and tag Diabetes Canada at Diabetes Canada using hashtag #SpillTheDiabetes, hashtag #Let'sMakeTime, and hashtag Diabetes Awareness Month.